Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Ray the Flying Squirrel here. And I'm Mighty the Armadillo here, welcome you all back for the likes of the Mexi Toys videos once again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3 for the Game Boy Advance. So, last time we've essentially did manage to accomplish everything in terms of World 6, which appears to be Iced Land. And today for this video is about the fact that we're going to be hit on to by far is the longest world in the main Super Mario Bros. 3 game. That's what appears to be World 7, known as Pipe Maze. Or, generally on the NES version, it calls it Pipe Land. I can assure you for this point. So either way though, because chances are, now it's my turn to begin with, for the sake of the forms of this particular video, and we're about to get this world started. So of course, as I said this before, this is by far the longest world, if those you ever experienced Super Mario Bros. 3 before, because this world's huge emphasis on this is that we have to traverse through a lot of pipes, meaning not only do you have to traverse pipes in journey forms of the regular levels, but also you have to do it in the world map itself. So because of this though, that's essentially how the reason why I explained this about the fact that I'm sure that you probably already noticed ever since on the not only the NES version, but also on the Super Nintendo version as well, that basically this world might be felt a bit lengthy. Well, at least it wasn't until when it gets to the point until specifically once we're able to actually completely done with the main story mode. Well, to be more specifically, while going through worlds, you know what I'm saying. So either way, yeah, I apologize if my commentary is a bit slightly still to that point once again, but that's just because about the fact that, and why do I just do that? Especially concerning about the fact that it's bad enough that I was expecting to be able to do a one-up trick or something like that, but it did turns out I couldn't find any of those specific spots when it comes to doing the infinite one-up trick or something like that, at least in my part anyway, so, but either way, I did somehow manage to complete the level, so, oh, so close for a Starman card! Oh well, no big deal, but at least I still got myself 42 lives at the very least. So, on to you, Mighty, with your 43 lives. So, couldn't imagine if you might as well able to get more eventually. So, yeah, I can assure you for this point, it will happen in my case. Especially, I'm going to be hit on to level 2 now. So, although, potentially speaking though, I was originally trying to go ahead and go after the next power-up in one of those toad houses, but I somehow managed to able to offer you one, especially because concerning about the fact that I just felt incredibly sorry for you after when you well, you know what I'm saying about the fact that you've lost your power-ups or anything else like that. Well, at least to be more specifically, it's kind of hard to describe because I know for a fact it's been about, you know what I'm saying, 2 days ago since we've actually last recorded this because, well, exponentially speaking though, about the fact that, well, I'm sure that I'll explain more details about this though, Mighty, while you concentrate on this level. So either way though, a few things I want to explain for this point today, and that is about the fact that, well, today's day is of course the, whoa, good lord, those enemies are outright against you, including those piranha plants as well. Yeah, so unfortunately I've lost my power-ups or anything else like that, so that comes off as pretty unexpected, but hey, at least on the upside for me, I've got my Starman card, so, told you so, that I've managed able to get this anyway, so, and of course, if you probably already know, there's no Hammer Bros to be found, so instead those Hammer Bros have been replaced by the forms of those, munchy flower-like creatures, as you saw on the world map, and obviously if you get in contact with them, you'll be forced able to deal with the obstacle course, so, that's basically how this goes, basically, so, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of emphasis on traversing through different pipes, as you can tell from this world. So either way though, now I've honestly have no idea why I've managed able to check on the previous pipe at the beginning portion of the world. But that's just because about the fact that I did not realize there's a padlock. So either way, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Toad House. So thank you, Mighty, for able to let me go in there. Especially concerning about the fact that you got, you know, some cool power-ups here and there. And son of a... Why is it always a mushroom? Ah, darn it. I got rigged by it. Ay, what is up with me today? Anyway, so, I suppose I should probably go ahead and focusing on, the next level, I suppose. But either way, though, that might be saying something, I suppose. So, anyway, a few things we want to explain for those points today. So, a bit of a tongue twist in the end, folks. But basically, today is the forms of the 10th of November today, in this case in 2023 today. So, naturally speaking, though, about the fact the matter is, though, unfortunately, though, there's not much we can talk about, aside from even more celebrating any forms of certain things for its anniversary department. Like, for instance, I believe in Journey Forms been, I did not notice I can't slide for those spinies, and there goes my another dev. So, jeez, what is going on with me? Well, at least on the upside for me, I'm gonna be able to go ahead and deal with that level by, going and use my, Fire Flow, I'm guessing. Yeah, I know you're gonna able to try to use that to begin with, because obviously you're most able to get rid of those enemies later down the road for that spinies and all that stuff, and thus because of my, the Starman, as you probably already know, doesn't last for long as you'd expect, so... Anywho, so for those of you who lived in the UK, as far as I'm aware, until tomorrow anyway, is that Monsters University, you know, with the Disney Pixar movie, just, you know, obviously came out a very, very, very long time ago for about 10 years and stuff like that. And basically what happens is that, well, until tomorrow, as I said before, it'll be the 10th anniversary of the release of Monsters University from not only on DVD, but also on Blu-ray as well, specifically for those of you who lived in the UK. So, gee, time flies, as you probably expected at one point. So, and also I just realized about the fact that you did somehow get rid of that. Oh, shoot! You were so close to get that final Starman card, aren't you? Well, luckily I did manage able to get my extra lives with me, because obviously with that Starman chain reaction when it comes to the forms of those enemies, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, you must have felt so lucky on that part, so... let me go ahead and deal with level 5 right here, especially concerning about the fact that I'm not gonna do level 4, at least as far as I'm aware, just because, well, for instance, because, you know, level 4 is gonna take me to the forms of the auto-scoring level while trying to deal with the underwater swimming involved, but that's essentially I'll probably be able to try to ignore for the sake of time, so... Anywho, so there's also another thing I should probably explain about this as well. Well, for those of you who lived in North America, well, suffice to say, happy 6th anniversary of the release of Mario Party, the Top 100 for the Nintendo 3DS. In this case, the final game to be released for the Mario Party games on the 3DS. Because, you know, it seems strange at the same time while looking back on Mario Party, the Top 100, after 6 years when it first came out, Journey Forms have been a North American's release, by the way, because obviously about the fact that we didn't get the game until in December 2017, whilst originally it did say January in 2018, but then I remember that Sonic did tell me about the fact that they were very glad that the game just pushed forward slightly until when it gets to Christmas time, because without Christmas spirit, then obviously a lot of fans will be a bit upsetting, so at least as far as I'm assuming so anyway, so... Anyway, so of course I do need to able to create those visible blocks to create a path and all that stuff. There's no way I can able to cheese it through this, aside from that P-Wing, which I was expecting to try to able to use that, but I haven't checked my item inventory for quite some time, especially because, as I said before, it's been like, well, let's just say 2 days ago since we've actually last played this game, because especially noticeable concerning about the fact that we've been busy recently. Excuse me. We've been busy recently, so as a result of that kind of stuff, though, I think that's as far as I can think about it, so... But either way, let's just hope I can get a spare extra life, so at the very least I've got my extra life back after that. Well, let's just say for that particular death of that particular piranha plant from that previous level as far as I did die on, so... Alright, so now it's my turn for me to do... I was maybe thinking, I might as well go after that next Toad House right there. And I can assure you, we've only got... Oh, you lucky armadillo! How come you get best items compared to me, that I've only got a mushroom? That's just rigged to me, anyway. And I have no idea why I was going to able to go in there in the first place, because I think something tells me it brings me to a trap. Yep, a trap, so there's no way I can do anything about it. And also, I can't help but notice, but for some reason in this particular music in the background, as you can tell, Journey Forms in the world map, in the forms of World 7, it just sounds a bit off, I will admit that right away, because I will admit that right away, I've sort of you know, used to like listening to that World 7 music from the likes of the forms of, well, in terms of the map theme anyway, which are the NES version and the Super Nintendo version a lot. Well, that's because about the fact that, well, relatively, you used the final cloud and you somehow skipped the level so I can do it instead? Mighty, why'd you do this to me? Well, I just want to make sure I just need able to, like, be a proof of myself to able to actually save the Princess Peach again, so... Alright, because you somehow managed to got so far you've got about 47 lives, and as a result, you must be able to expect able to become a huge dominating department or, you know, dominated player for the sake of the forms of this version of the game. So, gee, no wonder why I don't think it's possible for me to able to become a dominated player for the Super Mario Bros. 3 game for the 3rd time. So, but at least I generally did it. Dominated it from the likes of the NES version and the Super Nintendo version, but still. And now it's time for New Super Mario Bros. 2 all over again, but first, I need to go ahead and find myself the glorious Tanuki suit. So that way, that'll be the only, requirements to able to complete the level, so... Yeah, so much to the point about the fact that, wait, as far as I've noticed, you could just able to actually originally try to skip the level, and then that way you'll be good to go, right? Well, as it turns out about the fact that I don't know that I was going to be able to think about the second thoughts when it comes to likely for, let's have some fun just collecting more coins and what have you, because, you know, I just really need to rank up more lives. Although you have to be quick though, because, you know, time limit is actually very short, so... And then something tells me I'm also able to guarantee to get myself about 50 lives. Here we go. Oh, I was hoping for that. Well, unless if you could try to do it on the next couple of stages later. So, at least I'm assuming so anyway. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do this one last time. And then I will get onto the regular level. So, New Super Mario Bros. 2 time! Although except the fact that there's no, you know, gold flower power-up in this game. So... Although, you only got 100 seconds left, so you have to be fast. Yeah, I already know that, because we've already experienced this level already. Yeah, I know that, from the likes of the NES version and the Super Nintendo version, but still. Alright, I think if I recall correctly, I need to look for the crossed formation blocks, as far as I see on screen, so... Yeah, it's gonna be definitely one of those, clues to able to figure out where I'm supposed to go, so... That might do the trick, so... Jeez, I realize you got 50 lives right now. Yep, especially concerning about the fact that, you know, collecting coins is key here, so... Alright, time to take down Boom Boom with my trusty Tanuki statue ability. Alright, awesome victory on my part. Yeah, that's easy for you to say, so either way though, that's what I can really think about it. But, anywho, so, I guess there's not much else I can... Oh, I can pretty much guarantee that I can able to play... Oh no, I can't, because I'm pretty much stuck at this point, so I have to force my way to able to complete the 4th level, so... Oh, Mighty, why'd you have to do it for me? And besides, I'm not really too crazy about this stage, just because of all that, you know, auto-scrolling parts, and on top of that, it's even bad enough about the fact that the screen crunch might not help me either, so, well, at least on the upside for me, I got myself my fire flower, so that's gonna be something, right? Alright, so that's how to able to avoid, not only for those... there goes my fire flower! Oh, that stupid micro blooper! God, I must have despised you, blooper! Gee, no wonder why you only become playable in Mario Party 8 in any other Mario Party games. And you never brought back in the playable characters department. Or maybe I've been over-exaggerating at points, so... Let's take it nice and easy, bro. Yeah, I know what to do here. Oh, what the? How come that blooper just come out of nowhere? Oh my god, I'm about to get wrecked. Yep, I got wrecked. Very easily. Ah, no wonder why this level so sucks. Tell you what though, I'm also able to go ahead and get something in this cart. Oh, that doesn't help me. 10 coins. Didn't get any single reward from that. And I see you're able to go ahead and go and deal with the Piranha Plant stage, aren't you? Well, yes, of course, because I can... Oh my god, almost gonna get hit right there. And you've almost lose your Tanuki power-up at the same time as well. But at least I did, there's no issues. And I get myself a P-Wing, so... Of course, it will be exactly the same items, assuming, of course, that since you've completed the first Piranha Plant obstacle stage, and then basically you guaranteed able to get yourselves the... Well, you know what I'm saying, the P-Wing, and then when you complete the second one, I believe it gives you a simple mushroom, so... Yeah, I guess that's not much else to really think about it, so... Okay, my second attempt of this level, so hopefully I'm not gonna get able to get myself a bit of a jump scare moment when it comes to those godforsaken Cheep Cheeps like these ones. Although, potentially speaking though, this will be the last water level, well, at least specifically in the main Super Mario Bros. 3 game, because there was actually more to it later down the road. Oh yeah, exactly, just because of all that extra content you will find on the, not only on the Wii U Virtual Console re-release version, but also with the phones and the Nintendo Switch online subscription services. So, that's something, isn't it? Well, because again, we'll talk more details about that enjoy later on throughout the majority of the game, so... Although, besides the fact that we just managed able to win through quite a few worlds, actually, with no issues whatsoever, apart from a couple of exceptions here and there, but even... Oh, come on! Oh, at least I'm hoping that there might be another fire flower in here somewhere. Oh, speaking of such, there it is. I definitely need that, of course, Luigi. I will definitely need that power-up very badly, so... But I digress. So, what I should also completely forgot to mention about something is about the fact that there was that Marvel film called Thor: The Dark World. In this case, the second film in terms of the films of the Thor movies and stuff like that. I can assure you that film is now 10 years old recently, so... Yeah, time flies, you know. Although, while looking back in it right now, I honestly do prefer Ragnarok a bit more, just because Thor Ragnarok is definitely the most epic installment of the series, especially it features the forms of the Incredible Hulk as well, which I think is actually a pretty cool touch in my opinion. Although, I will say this right now, is that while looking back on Love and Thunder, it just feels way too cheesy when it comes to the forms of Love and Thunder, although I totally get it for its humor and all, but I just don't know if I can able to actually just look back on it for a specific amount of time or something, so... And, of course, you did fail the infinite one-up trick on that specific spot. Yeah, I probably expect at this point, because I was potentially trying to able to make this trick work, but of course it doesn't, so... Oh well, no big deal. Oh, did you know about the fact that I believe that, well, I'll talk to you more about it until whenever we get to, like, the later portions throughout, so... And something tells me I have to be able to ride on these little elevation blocks in order to be able to progress, so... Which, generally, you've already come across into the specific stuff ever since in World 4, so relatively speaking, though, everything else will be pretty much expected will be, so... Also, I just realized about something is that, and during at some point in this month in particular coming up, and specifically on the 27th of November, that reminds me is that the Sega Dreamcast will eventually become 25 years old, specifically in Japan. Oh yeah, that might be interesting to be able to look back on it though. Well, despite the fact that that system was actually poorly received when it comes to likely for its sales numbers, like only 9.13 million units sold, whilst usually nowadays is that the PS5 and all that stuff. Oh, if you guys are probably wondering what's going on in the forms of the actual background on that particular microphone at the moment, I'm guessing it's because I believe Rarities is going to be able to be clear out the house today, because, straight to the point though, because I'm pretty sure that, I believe Donkey Kong just keeps on leaving the actual... Oh my lord, I was not expecting that invisible block to be appeared, and all he gets is just a one-up mushroom and that's it. Yeah, I was not expecting to see that coming, huh? Because that never happened to us before, not only on the NES version, but also on the Super Nintendo version as well. So, Yeah, because I think, suffice to say, I think Rarity is going to be able to be busy doing the forms of the house cleaning at this point today. Like, she's pretty much going to be doing the vacuum cleaning at this point after cleaning up, you know, a lot of banana peels that I believe both Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong did accidentally left them on all over the floor. So, yeah, hopefully she'll try to fix that. Alright, so now it's my turn to... Well, I supposedly I can finally able to actually progress through the majority of World 7 as far as this is concerned. I'm hoping I won't be giving me that much trouble as far as I'm aware. Although, speaking of which though, is about the fact I do remember that time on the Super Nintendo version of this particular playthrough of Super Mario Bros. 3, that I do realize that I accidentally skipped over that particular Piranha Plant course too, but that's because about the fact that I did somehow demonstrate the actual music box for, you know, making the actual Piranha Plants asleep and all that stuff though, which hopefully that won't happen again in this version this time around though, just to ensure that will show every single levels in the game. So, either way, this is a stage that it does requires the Starman at all times, even though sometimes the only pickiest part about the forms of the Starman in this game is that not only doesn't seem to last forever, but also about the fact that sometimes, I swear to God, with not only the Starman, but also with the regular mushroom as well, I was directly facing to the right, but then next thing you know, the power-up will go in the opposite direction, which, it kind of bothers me a little bit though, which I know for a fact that it can be inconsistent at points, but sometimes it just takes a bit while to get used to, so... Alright, now it's my turn to do the next level, so I wonder what the next level we're gonna be, or I will come across into. Well, I'm sure that you come across into level 8, potentially. Yeah, but first, I'm gonna go for the even more 1-ups, assuming if I got lucky, so... I messed up the timing. Yeah, still, the timing feels a bit slightly wonky in this version, I will admit though right away. So making the actual process of the forms of that particular 1-ups, the symbol changes and all that stuff. Wait a minute, I almost first thought you could tackle through level 8, aren't you? Well, turns out I was able to cut to the chase and get on to level 9 instead. Oh, I see what you're gonna go for here. You're trying to get to the airship fortress before me. Oh, keep that in mind though, since that we've already experienced this before. On the NES version and the Super Nintendo version, there's no reward for you if you manage to able to defeat Ludwig von Koopa on the forms of the airship fortress level in World 7. Yeah, I was thinking about the same thing, but I was just able to, like, you know, just get this world finished and done with before we move on to World 8, so... Yeah, I can totally see why, because of how the fact that this world is, you know, pretty lengthy as far as, you know, in terms of the forms of some stages themselves, and you probably name the rest of it though, so it seems that you might able to actually keep up with the forms of that, you pretty much get to keep your, Tanuki tail for the time being, or Tanuki suit for that matter, because as far as I'm aware, you must have really digging into it, so... Well, true, especially concerning about the fact that I just love using this so much. Although keep in mind though, that is quite rare, but nowhere near as like extremely rare compared to the forms of how it does in the Hammer Bros suit, so either way. I was really hoping for a Starman card, but I mistimed my jumps again, so... Not bad for you anyway. And of course, keep that in mind though, actually gonna think about it, oh no, I think you might as well able to go after that last Toad House, aren't you? Well yes, I think I might as well do that anyway, so... Yeah, gee, it feels like it's gonna be a complete opposite compared to... Oh jeez, I totally forgot about that bottomless pit right down there, so if I slip up at one... Oh, I need this! I need that Starman so that I can able to plow for these guys all at once, including by the forms of how the fact that, although, kind of think about it, I'm also able to go after more coins, despite I was almost very close, so I can able to actually get my extra life back after that, but oh, jeez, I totally forgot about that Piranha Plant is sticking out. But at least on the upside with the Fire Flower power-up with me, that means I can deal with this particular stage, no problem, especially with these guys right here, because, well, something tells me I'm also able to... Oh, come on! Why can't I just succeed for that particular Starman card, but I'm just pretty much useless at the timing like this right now. Oh, jeez. But at least I got my, another extra life at least, I guess. On second thought, though, I might as well go ahead and tackle for the second tower level, because I'll let you, get that last Toad House. Oh, really? Oh, thanks, bro. I should have able to appreciate about this. Alright. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Oh. Alright. Oh, there goes my Tanuki tail, and I jump quite awkwardly right there. Oh, poor you. Poor Mighty. But anyway, I'll go after that last Toad House anyway. And let's see what item I might as well get at the end. Ah, about time. I finally got myself my Tanuki suit. Ah, about time actually, so I can finally able to use that. Well, assuming of course, if there are certain levels, doesn't give me that much troublesome at points, so. But for now, I'm just gonna stick around with my fire flower, so just in case I can able to get rid of those, piranha plants, as far as this is concerned, and I've got myself my glorious Starman, so I can be invincible for a few seconds notice, so. Yeah, I guess there's not much else I can say about this at this point, especially concerning about the fact that, well, I think that's as far as I can talk about when it comes to likely for certain anniversary stuff for, you know, not only for certain games, but also with certain films or movies, essentially, so. But, hopefully by that time until the next couple of days up ahead, during the films of in November, then we can probably expect able to mention more details on other stuff, so. Ah, jeez, I was not expecting to able to dodge that. It's not as easy to able to dodge that specific spot on it sometimes, but maybe I'm just felt a bit slightly hasty at one point. So either way, time to take on Boom Boom again, and I've done it. Simple and clean. But at least we only got 2 levels to go in World 7, so. Unfortunately, our laptop is kind of lagging a little bit, so we'll definitely have to fix that at some point. Especially concerning until likely or so on Monday, so. Anyway, so it looks like about the fact that you're about to tackle through the Piranha Plant obstacle course too, and potentially you might as well able to get the mushroom in the end anyway, so. Which that probably explains it, and I realize you'll be using the Hammer Bro suit, aren't you? Just because, well, despite you've lost one already because of that unexpected Piranha Plant decides to able to pop up out of nowhere, but you got the regular mushroom anyway, so. Well, yes, and I'm perfectly fine with that. And I think fundamentally I'm also able to hit my way to the next Airstrip Fortress level, so yeah, I beat you to it. And there's that particular familiar Yoshi transformation, which, come on, what would you expect? Yoshi's adorable! Even though it's kind of a shame that we can't able to leave the Airstrip Fortress level because, well, it's just for a story proposal or just a story progressionist, I guess, so. And this is where the point where this Airstrip Fortress level is going to be not only pretty tough, but also is the longest of the bunch, so. Yeah, I would expect how the fact that it might actually took me for about, I don't know, roughly 2 or 3 minutes tops. But to be expected though is about the fact that we're getting very close towards the end of the main Super Mario Bros. 3 adventure for the 3rd time. So, but except the fact that we have to worry about the Alfonso screen crunch, and on top of that, that's I think that's as far as I can usually describe about any of this stuff, so. Oh yeah, well on the subject when it comes to films at the top 100 actually, when it comes to Mario Party the top 100, that it still is very strange that that game is being released on the 3DS as opposed to the Nintendo Switch. Although still, luckily we've got ourselves the superior, you know, Mario Party compilation game, which appears to be Mario Party Superstars on the Switch because of, you know, proper boards, as well as the forms of 100 plus mini-games to the table, including item mini-games based off of Mario Party 2 and 3, and even potentially you get online thing from the get-go. So as a result, that we're still really able to enjoy ourselves with Mario Party Superstars, and in fact, kind of thinking about it though, I'm sure that some Toys House has already mentioned about this during the course of the Castlevania Marathon during the films of the October month. So, and also I realized that about the fact that I do apologize for that particular loud washing machine in the background because, well, we have several issues with it, especially concerning about the fact I could assure you that while Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup are busy doing the actual washing as well, and then the girls are in panic mode by simply realizing about the fact that the actual washing machine is actually going, I don't know, overpowered and all that stuff though, which I'll double check on my Bubbles, and Mighty will check on his Blossom as far as this is concerned. But either way, there goes Ludwig von Koopa, and that basically takes care of World 7, Pipe Maze. Good lord, that was actually the most lengthiest world we've ever done. Certainly a lot more lengthier than the other worlds, that's for sure. But to be expected at this point about the fact that we are able to celebrate, and of course you might not gonna get a free power-up from the princess, because you know, yeah, because we already come across into that already, that sure enough she'll get captured by Bowser, so yeah, nothing different from there, except, well, as far as I'm aware, the actual signature of it is now being replaced by the forms of King of the Koopas, or generally speaking. Also, I realized the color scheme on Bowser looks a lot like modern-like. So, either way though, yeah, it'll pretty much takes us to the final world in the game, which appears to be Body Forms of World 8. So, expecting about the fact that World 8 is going to be quite short and all that stuff. And of course, we get ourselves perfect clear, as always, so yeah, I guess that's all there is to it though. And thankfully, we don't usually activate the music box or anything else like that, unlike the Super Nintendo version that I accidentally did. So either way though, that might be the same, seems to be the case. So anywho, with that being said though, we're probably pretty much got the endings of this point right here, so join us next time for more of Let's Play of Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. Is that we're gonna be hit on to World 8, and hopefully I'm also save Princess Peach this time. Yeah, you might as well speak about it, so I'll see you guys on Monday. Later dudes, see you guys then.